Assalamu alaikum. How are you guys? The today video topic is Polybar. Polybar is a status bar. You can see right now on my screen there is status bar. This is called Polybar. Well, Polybar you can install it using your package manager if someone have compiled and made it ready in your Linux distribution repository, then you can get it. A few days ago I was asked for help in a friend Kali Linux installation. So he was using Polybar. I asked him and he said that Polybar was in the Kali Linux repository. I don't know about Debian and other distribution, but Polybar has been in the Kali Linux repositories, so you can install it using your package manager. If you don't have it, you have to compile it. Here is the GitHub page, Polybar GitHub. This one is the repository of Polybar. You can clone it and then install it. Here is how you can build from source. So make directory first. Clone the repository or get the .tgz file from release page and then go with these instructions. So here are the files you can use. I think it is the configuration file. So without a further ado, let's go to the topic. I have Polybar configured for me, so I am going to delete it, and along with this video, while configuring, you can see how it is there on my screen and how it is configured. So this one is actually not a directory, it is a symlink. I am using stuff for my dot files, so I am going to delete it. Now if I reload my system, Bspwm, if I reload Bspwm, you can see there is no bar. So let's create the directory, config and Polybar. Go to it. Here you can see there is nothing at all in this directory. So delete the copy the user local share user share doc. So and let's see where it is. The configuration file example, let's copy it. Configuration file example is here, so let's copy it here. Config. Now let's edit it. This one is the Polybar main configuration file, you can see. So these are the colors. You can modify and change it to how you want them. So this one is the first bar. You depending on your monitor, you can have one bar per monitor. I am going to use monitor variable. I don't know if monitor is here or not. No, monitor is not configured, so let's add environment variable HDMI one. You can get the monitor using xrender. The connected monitor, you can see edp1 is my monitor, so let's copy it here. So monitor is now configured. Width, how much of the screen width you want it to appear on, and the height, let it be 25. Offset and offset x, offset y, radius, let it be 5. Fixed center true, yes, it should be in fixed center. This is the background color, so let's open it. Now let me restart my Bspwm. You can see I have not configured it. Let's open it. You can see the example bar is on the top. This bar, you can rename this bar. I am going to name it as my monitor name. You can name it whatever you want. Let me run the polybar so that if I make changes while running, it should pick up the changes I made. Polybar, and with r value, with r argument, it should reload the configuration file as we edit. edp1 bar is not there. Yeah, it was actually using, it is a debug session. Let me read polybar example. Yeah, I have not written this file, so that's why it was having this error. Now it should get edp or and close this window. So here you can see the bar. Now let's change it. These are the fonts you can use. I am going to use some font Epson. There is some error. Oh, actually the font 2 was, actually it should be font 3. I don't know what is the error with this one. let's delete it. Yeah, Polybar has been terminated.
الله لا إله إلا هو السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم.
Polybar. This is my Polybar directory, so let's edit our configuration file. Bar edp1 monitor fallback. Let's add a monitor fallback. So if you don't have that monitor, it should pick edp1. Bottom, we don't want to appear it in the bottom. If you want a Polybar to appear at the bottom, just add bottom and true. You can see here now it is at the bottom of the screen, but I don't want it to be at the bottom. I want Polybar to appear at the top of my screen, so let's change it to false. Height is okay, width okay, offset x should be 0. This one also should be 0. Let radius be 10. Apply the changes. Line size should be 0. Border size 0. Border top size should also be 0. Border top size should be 0. Border color, it should be background color, so let's change it to background. Colors background, and foreground it's okay, padding left should be 0, padding right should be 1, margin left should be 2, and it all should be 2, margin right. Font 0, I am going to use font alsa. Font 1 should be monospace. Weight bold and pixel size. Pixel size should be there. That's it. Another font I use Javo. Don't need this one. Let it font 2. Sans pixel size 11. You can see the font has been changed. Tray position. The system tray where you want it to appear, like if you start other applications which are using system tray, so configure your system tray to appear. I want it to be on right side, so tray position right, tray padding, and let's change it to 6. Tray background should be the root background. And here is WM window manager restack. I am using Bspwm, so I am changing it to be Bspwm. Override redirect should be false because it should not be override other windows. False. Comment them. So this one is the bar configuration. I don't let's configure modules you want to appear, where the modules should go. Here on the polybar I am going to use Bspwm module on the left side. Here I don't have i3, so delete i3. In the center I want it to mpd the music player daemon, so let it be into the center. Oh, actually I don't need it. I think we will configure it later. So that's the bar configuration. Now configure the modules. First of all, we are going to configure Bspwm module. So search for Bspwm. Here is the Bspwm module. Let's configure it. it is an internal module. Type internal. I want to pin workspaces. True. Inline mode. I don't have in this default configuration file inline mode. Inline mode should be false. When I click on these buttons, so it should go there. So enable click. True. Enable scroll. I want to scroll there. So enable scroll. True. Reverse scroll. Same thing with reverse. True. Let's name our monitors, our workspaces. So ws icon 0. Icon 1. Three. Nine, 10. We want 10 workspaces. One, two, three, four. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So these are the names for our tags. Let's format them. How they are formatted here, I don't know. In this default configuration there is no format option. Let's configure it ourselves. Format should be label and state label mode. label monitor. There is no label monitor, so write one for it, label monitor. It should be the name. So our Bspwm has been configured. Let's add some other options, like when we are in a monocle mode. Monocle is a special mode in Bspwm. So if you have font Fsum, you can use some icons here, so Polybar will show them here. Let's configure our X window module. What other modules I need? I want MPD. Let's configure our MPD module. Here is MPD module. It is also an internal module. So format online, label song, and there should be label time. Icon, previous icon, stop, toggle, and icon next. Oh yes, okay. You can see there are no icons here, so I am going to use them. Now you can see it has been changed, but these the pre-configured icons are not showing. You can use other icons from my GitHub repository, or you can use font Fsum website and select and copy paste them here. Maximum length should be 40. Now you can see it is complete output of this mpd command. So mpd is configured. Now what else I want here? Volume, it is muted, so let's don't mute my mic. I am recording the video. Actually it is not muted. Okay, so we want pulseaudio. Pulseaudio, let's search for it. Here it is, pulseaudio. Again it is internal module, and we have to configure a sync. It doesn't provide the default configuration doesn't provide a sync option. You can leave it as it is and it will get your default sync. Label muted, this one is not going to use your icon unless you have font Bspwm. So this is your pulseaudio. If you have alsa, you configure this modules, you have to add this module and add this one into your modules line and bar configuration. So we are now going to configure what else we want to configure pulseaudio, and I don't want an X keyboard, delete it, memory RAM. So let's configure RAM. The RAM module, let's configure the RAM module. Memory, it is an internal module, interval, how long the command should run, the interval between command execution, let it be 2 seconds, format prefix, let it be RAM, and it will use the RAM, it will show you RAM. Here you can see it is going to tell you how much RAM your system is using. So percentage used, you actually can have different options for this RAM settings. How much RAM is used in percentage? I want so the RAM is configured. What else? I want in my status bar CPU. This one is CPU. So again it is internal module. I want it every second, prefix it with CPU. You can see here is the CPU, and now we want wireless network. So again it is internal module. Tell it your interface. You can get interface by IP and A. My interface is WLP3S0. So if you have other interface like WLAN0 or something, so configure it. Now it is gone because I don't have that name for my interface, wireless interface. So let it name WLP3S0. Now you can see it is here. You can change its colors, how it appear in my system. You can see in my screenshots, screencast, that I have a very colorful status bar. So it is all about configuration, how you configure Polybar. Well, what else I need? This one is battery. So battery is again an internal bar, internal module, sorry. Tell it your battery name. You can get them actually sys or something, sys class battery. Devices, this one is for brightness. You can get your system battery, I think sysdev or something. Battery is power supply. That's the battery, I think. You can see here it is AC adapter for charging when the charger is connected, and this one is the battery when the laptop or the system is on battery. So this one is your battery name. Copy it and paste it here. This one is the adapter, so it should be full at 98. Let it be full at 20. So if the system is charging, this one you can configure how it should appear in the status bar if the system is at charge. So this is our battery. Here you can see no icons because I don't have the icons added here which are supported on my system by font xmonad. You can get working icons from font xmonad website. Temperature, the system temperature, it should warn you about 70. When the temperature is above 70, it should warn you, thus changing its color. You can configure a menu here. Power menu, I think I don't have enabled it in this module in bar configuration. So power menu, let's add this in bar. Power menu is actually there. Battery temperature, date, power menu, but something is wrong with power menu. Custom menu, these are the settings for the polybar. If you change the screen, so it should reload the configuration, let it be true, and this is the WM specific configuration. So this way you can configure your polybar. It can be so beautiful, just like this. Let me open my symlink my polybar. Actually I just created a directory, so polybar is not going to symlink. Let it delete. Now it should. Now let me reload my Bspwm. You can see my polybar status bar, how it is looks like on my system. Here you can see I have a script which if I click it executes the mud which I use for email in a terminal window. So here is the battery, it is on charge right now, so you can see a charging icon. This one is the temperature, this one is the CPU usage. I am recording a video on this laptop, so CPU is in use. This one is the RAM being used in percentage. This one is volume, this one is brightness, this one email script. If I don't have an email, I get it in the white color, but if I get a new email, it rings, plays a notification, and it turns red with how many emails I have alongside with this email icon. Here is my MPD daemon. This one I wrote for the Islamic calendar. It is a custom module. This one is date internal module. This one is custom, this one is internal, this one is a custom script, and this one internal. All other are the internal modules. And this one I have a monocle window right now, so this one is you can configure this one in your Bspwm module. So here I have two windows, so it is tiled. Now you can see it has been changed to tile. So let me show you my configuration files. This one is my configuration directory for polybar. The main config file is here. You can see I have 4 or 5 files which I source from this main configuration file. So I have the colors, I have the polybar color defined in another file which is located in my polybar directory. So first of all I source colors, then I source the settings, the WM related settings and the overall settings for polybar. I source them. I wrote them into polybars and setting.conf, and I sourced them from here in this configuration file. And I have configured my bars in another file which is called bars.conf. I source them, and these are the modules I use. like these modules. So I have configured in another configuration file, so I source them. This one is my bar. So I have an ultimate bar which is which can be used with all other bars. So these are the modules. I don't have a center module, you can see here, because there is no space left. So these are the left modules, you can see. These two bars are actually three bars. There are three bars and they inherit the ultimate bar. Let me show you my ultimate bar in bar configuration. This one is my ultimate bar. So colors, these are the colors. Actually I am using the X resources file. I use urxvt and other programs which also need X resources like X default file. So I use that X resources for file for my polybar as well. Here you can see polybar resources are defined there. These are the polybar colors. At the system start, these files, this file should be read, and then this the polybar should, if you configure it this way, polybar should get the colors from your X resources file like this. You can see I import all these colors from X resources file by using xrdb, and then launch. How I launch it? This one is a polybar script. Actually I don't use it anymore. I use another strategy to execute polybar on my system startup. Modules. So these are my modules. This one is for my window manager, Bspwm, and X window backlight, another backlight, pulseaudio. This one I wrote a script. X workspaces. Actually I wrote it when I was using DWM, but it didn't work. This one is for wireless. This one is brightness, CPU. You can see all the icons in my system are working because I have icons which are working. So you can go to Font-Epson website and select the icons which work for you. This is the mpd module. Gmail, you can write a script and can get this email module working. I have another directory here which is called scripts, and here you can see there are some scripts which I execute. I am using the mail.py. This script I am using. So if you can see, if there are new mails, it should execute mpv media player and run this email if I get a new email. So that's it, guys. Actually how I execute my polybar in Bspwm. Let's go to X profile, polybar. I forgot how I execute it. Yeah, I use the Bspwm rc file to execute Polybar when my system starts up. Actually, there is a reason behind that. Sometimes I use multi-head, like I use multi-monitors. So if Bspwm deducts multi-monitor, it divides the workspaces, and if there are three on all of them, if there are two, five on all of them, five workspaces on first monitor, and the other five on the next monitor. So I execute Polybar from here whenever my system, my Bspwm starts. It execute this function, which is a function which deducts the monitor connected. So if I have only one monitor, right now I have only one monitor, so whenever it just checks it kills Polybar running instances, then it checks for the connected monitor. If only I have, right now I have only one monitor, so it should only it should display the monitors, like it should wait, actually Polybar execute the bar of the with that monitor name, like you can see. This one is my main laptop monitor, so this one is my HDMI, the big monitor, which is detected, and thus I have given my monitor name to my bar name. So whenever this bar is this monitor is there, this bar is also executed, so Polybar run this bar as well. So this is how I use Polybar. This is how you can configure Polybar for your system. I hope this video has helped you. Please subscribe my YouTube channel, share it with others, hit the bell icon so you get the latest video in time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.